Back to motors here on Eurosport as we turn our attention to the second part of our review of the 1994 French Rally Championship. After the first half of the season, 5 rounds of the championship completed, Patrick Bernardini enjoyed a 9-point lead in the championship over Cesare Baroni, with Francois Chatriot on 40 points, just some 6 points behind Baroni. Round 6 of the series saw the competitors go to Rouergue, but Francois Chatriot, who had run 2 rallies already, was not competing on this particular event, and it looked as though he was not going to be competing on any further rounds of the French Rally Championship. Patrick Bernardini took the first stage win, but then Cesare Baroni in the white Ford Escort Cosworth began to attack and took the lead ahead of Bernardini and ahead of Sylvain Polo as well. 3 Escort Cosworths battling for the lead of the rally, just as in most rounds of the French Championship held on asphalt. Well, things were to go wrong for Pierre Cesare Baroni, who we spoke to after his retirement. He says everything was perfect. We were attacking hard, and then the car just simply stopped. We found nothing, so we'll just have to sit here and spectate, I guess. Well, Philippe Orsucci was another man not having too much success with his Lancia Delta Integrale. He retired on stage 11 after losing his wheel, a wheel that was found by some interested spectators. On the same stage, Patrick Bernardini wasn't having much better luck. He had clutch problems and lost 3 minutes and went down to 7th place. Meanwhile, the Citroën ZX of Patrick Magot retired with a broken gearbox. This is on board with Patrick Magot, and visible evidence of his gearbox troubles. At the end of the day, Sylvain Polo was leading really quite comfortably in his Ford Escort Cosworth, and coming up into 2nd place was one of those remarkable little Renault Clio Williams, this one being driven by Jean Ragnotti. Well, he ended the day just 1 minute 16 seconds behind the leader, but on that second day, Serge Jourdan took 3rd place from Ragnotti and went on to win the 2-litre class. It had become 3rd place because Patrick Bernardini had launched himself from that 7th place on a great recovery drive and managed to get back to 2nd. Very important in terms of the championship, of course. Sylvain Polo taking the win with an advantage of 1 minute 22 seconds over Bernardini, and it's only his 2nd ever win in the French Rally Championship after winning the Le Touquet Rally in 1993. Excellent result then for Sylvain Polo and his co-driver Colette Neri. In the championship, it meant that things had improved a little bit for him as he joined Francois Chatriot in equal 4th place in the series, but it was still Patrick Bernardini leading. On to round 7 and the Rally of Mont Blanc. Coming back once again is Francois Chatriot, the man who we thought was disappearing from the French Championship. We spoke to him to find out about his chances. Well, I can still win the championship mathematically, but it will be hard as I have already used my chokers, if you like, by not being there. I've got to make some really good results in the next 3 rallies to have any chance. The other surprise entry on this one is Marco Massarotto. He did drive a BMW, but he's now got himself a new Subaru Impreza to try and do battle with the likes of Baroni and Bernardini. Well, this car's got nothing in comparison with the BMW. It's completely different. My hope is simply to learn the car in this rally and then get used to it gradually. Well, Cesare Baroni was the first leader, winning the first 2 stages, in fact, and setting up an early lead. But it didn't take long for the Toyota man, Francois Chatriot, on his return to the French Rally Championship once again, to get on the pace, and he then went on to win 4 out of the last 5 stages of the day. Sylvain Polo was also going well, but for Cesare Baroni things were going to go wrong at the end of the first day. He actually went off on stage 9 when he was only 45 seconds behind Francois Chatriot. That meant in fact that Sylvain Polo did come up into second position, but he was over a minute behind Chatriot, and Chatriot was once again showing his very competitive pace in the Toyota. Patrick Bernardini, the championship leader, was in third place. He had some engine problems which was costing him some time. Philippe Bigalski in the Renault was lying in 4th place overall behind those Ford Escort Cosworths and the Toyota. And as for Massaroto, in his first run in the Subaru, well, he was lying in 8th position. Problems for some though. Eric Morfray retired on stage 6 in his Escort RS 2000. And by the way, news that Gwyndaf Evans, the Welsh driver, will be rallying an official Ford RS 2000 in the 1995 British Rally Championship, news that was announced just this last week. Well, on the second day of the event here, it was Bernardini who was having the early problems. Engine problems once again costing him time, and it just really wasn't going his way at all. Later on, however, they managed to cure those problems, and Bernardini went on to win the last 5 stages of the day. Driver from Corsica in his first full French Rally Championship season, really getting it together at the end of the rally and finishing in 3rd place overall. Sylvain Polo managed to finish in 2nd place, but it was Francois Chatriot, the man who really was on great form with the Toyota Celica, took his 3rd 1994 rally win, having entered just 3 rallies. In the championship, it meant that Bernardini still had the lead with 77 points, but Chatriot was catching, now on 60 points. Round 8 of the championship was held at the very end of September. 130 stage miles on the Limousin Rally with 84 starters. Once again, Chatriot was there to try and keep up his 100% record in the Toyota Celica. The first stage win went to Sylvain Polo in his white Ford Escort Cosworth. But after that, it was Francois Chatriot coming on the pace once again, perhaps taking things a little more carefully on the first stage, but winning the 3rd stage and taking the lead of the rally. Patrick Bernardini took the stage win on stage 4, and at the end of that first day, in fact, Bernardini and Chatriot were tied at the head of the field. In the Subaru, Marco Massaroto gradually getting used to the car and in 3rd place overall. The second day started with the Vassivière stage, a 40-kilometre stage, one of the longest in any of the French rallies. Bernardini was fastest over this stage in his Yako-sponsored machine by 10 seconds from Francois Chatriot. An excellent performance from Bernardini, and continuing to impress many people with his driving of the car that was formerly driven by Bernard Béguin. On board with Francois Chatriot. And at the end of the day, he says, well, I can match Sylvain Polo or Baroni, but not today Bernardini. His car may have changed, as some people say, but he drives it perfectly, and I just cannot go any faster. So Bernardini still leading. Massaroto in the Subaru should have finished in 3rd place, but he went out and lost 8 minutes in one of the last stages. He did manage to finish, but down in 8th place overall. So Sylvain Polo inherited 3rd position, suitably enough, in the number 3 car. And Francois Chatriot, for the first time in a rally that he's entered in the French Rally Championship, actually beaten by Patrick Bernardini. The difference in time, 1 minute 27 seconds after the 3 days, and Benedini taking a useful advantage in the series. 97 points to him, with 73 points to Chatriot. Round 9 of the series was at Le Touquet and started on the 21st of October.